Hey, welcome to another episode of Sweaty Comic Book Nerds. I'm Jon Schnepp, and I'm sitting across from me is ComicBookGirl19.
Hi, guys.
Today, we are going to talk about our favorite web crawler, Spider-Man, and some of his amazing comic books that you should be reading. Let's start off with you. What's your favorite Spider-Man comic?
I would say recently my most favorite has been Dan Slott's run on Superior Spider-Man, where Dr. Octopus takes over the brain of Peter Parker, and he is trying to be Spider-Man now. So you get to see a villain trying to be a hero in his own way while also dealing with Peter Parker problems, and Doc Ock seeing that being Peter Parker isn't quite as easy as maybe he thought it was going to be, and he's dealing with a lot of the same issues. And I thought that was just a really fun run, because I feel like Peter Parker right now, he's like, I don't know, he's in a weird limbo where he doesn't know what he's doing. He's not a teenager anymore, so you can't keep doing that whole, oh, hiding my powers from my girlfriend and my parents.
Right.
But he's also doesn't know where he's going yet. So Superior Spider-Man is a great one if you're not necessarily into Peter Parker, but you still want to get some Spider-Man fun.
If you want to go back old school style, I'm going to highly recommend issue 1 to 30, I think it's 37 or 38. It's Stan Lee, Steve Ditko. The entire run of the very first, couple years of Spider-Man. Mm-hmm. Incredible. I mean, every single character that is around now was introduced back then, and it's so much fun to see Peter Parker in high school dealing with the first appearance of the Green Goblin.
Yeah.
Scorpion, Mysterio, all the biggies, Doc Ock, everybody's in there, but it's just, there's nothing can ever replace Steve Ditko's art for me. I mean, it feels like there's always the new comics are always like coming from that. So if you haven't got that backbone of history, do yourself a favor and check out issues 1 through 38 of The Amazing Spider-Man with Steve Ditko and Stan Lee. That's one of my biggest recommendations.
Also, going back into the Spider-Man history at pivotal Spider-Man moments, Spider-Man Death of the Stacys is a really good one, especially if you've been watching the Amazing Spider-Man movies and you want to know where they're getting those storylines from. To a degree, they're also very different, but you see the death of Captain Stacy, who is another father figure in Peter Parker's life. So that's kind of a big one, to lose another father figure, and then to lose his daughter Gwen. I mean, it's like 3 deaths in a row for Peter, and it really messes with him. It's very human story. Yeah,
years later, they tried bringing Gwen Stacy back with the Jackal, like a clone version. I've got a version of a whole bunch of Gwen Stacys. They were like, hey, hang on a second.
Yeah. Let's
keep the original. I mean, I think another really good issue to check out, if you've never read Secret Wars, that's when they got all the Marvel characters to go into another dimension. Really just literally an excuse to have a giant crossover and have like people meet each other. Hulk, I didn't know you were like, so angry all the time. Well, Captain America, it was just a reason to get everybody in some place and kind of give the entire Marvel universe a change up. Yeah. So when Spider-Man came back, he was wearing this crazy black outfit, which was pretty cool looking, and no one knew what it was, and it was an alien, and years later you find out that it becomes Venom.
Yeah. Well, another alternate Spider-Man story right now that's coming out is from Edge of the Spider-Verse. You have Spider Gwen, which is Gwen Stacy if she had gotten bit by the spider, and then her doing the whole Peter Parker thing, and then, and all of that stuff is really cool too. That's another great one where it's like a good alternate one, and it has like the best cosplay costume in it too. Like, oh, Spider-Gwen's outfit is so awesome. So for all my girls out there and all my cosplayers, definitely check out this comic book and this costume, because you're gonna love it.
Well, that'll wrap up our episode talking about Spider-Man and some of the amazing stories that you can read. They're all available for you to check out and get that history. Thanks again. I'd love to thank ComicBookGirl19. Where can people find you online?
You can find me on Twitter at CBGirl19 and also on YouTube, ComicBookGirl19.
Awesome. Thanks again for tuning in. I'm Jon Schnepp, and I'll see you at the next segment of Sweaty Comic Book Nerds.
Woo! For more awesome shows like this one, subscribe to theStream.tv.